What's going on, Neon Nation? Welcome back to the Neon Arcade for part 3 of our Channel and Cyberpunk 2077 related Q&A. Let's get right into it. Louis Master 131 asks, will you be able to kill civilians and commit other crimes? Maybe even a wanted type system where you have to change your clothing and appearance. Now, CD Projekt has said that there's going to be a certain amount of freedom and ability to goof off, and that immersion is a big thing for them. They've also said police are not pushovers and do not take lightly to people stepping out of line. To me, this seems like, yeah, you'll initially be able to commit some crimes and shoot your weapon at civilians and stuff like that, but the police will crack down on you pretty hard and you won't be able to get away with it for too long, so your crimes are going to be pretty short-lived. But yes, I think you'll be able to kill civilians to a certain degree. Ali Mahfooz asks, do you think we'll get Mike Pondsmith's amazing voice in the form of a character in future expansions? I really think it would be wrong if they didn't include Mike Pondsmith's voice. There was a character modeled after him in Cyberpunk 2020, so maybe that character will be seen in 2077, but otherwise I think they definitely should involve Mike Pondsmith's voice. A lot of people were thinking Dexter Deshawn was voiced by Mike Pondsmith, which is not true. But yeah, I think we'll get Mike Pondsmith's voice in some way, shape, or form, whether that's in DLCs or in the main game. I think we will get that. JJ Drama asks, will we have the ability to change our hairstyle in a salon or someplace like in GTA and the Sims games? And do you think they'll do anything to fix our characters' hair clipping? Judging by the fact that fashion wear is a huge deal in 2077, and things like light tattoos, synth skins, and tech hair are big components of Cyberpunk, I'd assume there's going to be some places that you can change your hairstyle. I don't think they'd force you to keep a certain look because people just generally don't like that, and when it comes to the genre itself, Cyberpunk is all about style over substance, so your style is going to change over time, and there's a street cred element attached to how cool you look, and there's also the actual cool stat. So changing your look, I think, is going to be a big part of the game, and I think that's going to have a statistical effect. Micheal Frazier asks, we're not getting this until 2021, this better be the GOAT. Now I just wanted to clear this up that there are 2 games being released by CD Projekt Red, and they will both be out before 2021, with Cyberpunk 2077 being the first game. So that doesn't mean Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out in 2021, it's likely going to be a lot earlier than that. The second game could come out in 2020, late 2020, but it's looking more and more likely that Cyberpunk will be released at the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020. Yash Malik asks, how many weapons will we be able to carry? In our inventory slot in the gameplay demo, we had 4 weapons we were able to carry, but we also have our vehicles and cars and stuff like that, so maybe we can store excess weapons in there, but if we're going to go off what we saw in the gameplay demo, then only 4. Tronic Gaming asks, this isn't a question but mad respect for how you interact with your subs. Keep up the great work, looking forward to more quality content. That is much appreciated, thank you for that comment. There's going to be a lot more coming in the future, so you guys are definitely going to want to stick around. Antivis asks, are you going to E3? Probably not, but we're going to release a lot of content during E3, so no worries there, the channel will still be pumping out, content for you guys, Cyberpunk 2077 related, of course. BTRow1134 asks, of all the known features, what are you most excited for? I'm personally most excited for the fluid class system and what kind of abilities they're going to have. I'm really interested in seeing the skill trees and how deadly, your skills can be if you upgrade it fully. Jay Rumlin asks, do you think we'll see rain also in the daytime? Yeah, I think because there's a fluid day and night cycle, there's a fluid weather cycle. I think algorithmically speaking, yeah, we're definitely going to see rain during the day. We're going to see, they've already confirmed acid rain. We're going to see it during the day, during the night, and all different kind of weather conditions, both at day and nighttime. Zombie Killer 101 asks, do you think 2077 will have more gang characters like in the 2020 book? There are a ton of gangs in the source material, but this is a giant open world sprawling game that's probably going to last 50 plus hours, so I think there's definitely room for them to involve all of them. And at the same time, I think there's also the possibility for CD Projekt Red to take that one step further and maybe create some new gangs, which would be awesome. Southern Locust asks, if you were teleported into the world of Cyberpunk, what type of character would you be and why? I'd probably be like a Robin Hood kind of archetype character. I'd steal from the rich, give to the poor. I'd avoid most people and keep my circle fairly tight. I'd probably also be a cyberware addict because, I would want to transcend my worldly abilities and that's just mad cool, so yeah. Premier Prendergast asks, do you think there will be camos and paint jobs for cybernetics, cars, and weapons? CDPR has confirmed that there's not going to be weapon skins, but there's going to be a certain level of customizability to your vehicles. So yeah, I think we're going to get paint jobs for our cars. When it comes to cybernetics, I don't think so, but you know, that's just my speculation. Antonio the Great asks, how does the no loading screens mechanism work? So there's been a lot of talk about the fast travel, and a lot of people have speculated that it's connected to the NCART, which is like the train service in Night City. So I think the best way for them to leverage the no loading screen kind of mechanism is that when that train is passing through a tunnel or something, they don't have to like really render much of the world around you when you are passing through that tunnel. So I think that's going to help a lot when it comes to no loading screens. I think the fact that they have towering buildings that block out your entire horizontal view distance, that's going to also help, you know, the no loading screens element as well. So I think they should be fine when it comes to that, and I'm assuming that's how it's going to work. So Omega Gaming asks, in the future, do you see yourself connecting with other YouTubers to make content and spread the word? We actually already have a Cyberpunk 2077 community podcast. This happens every Sunday, and it features me, it features Last Known Meal, it features Mad Queen, and it features Triple S League. Now we switch hosts every Sunday, so they're going to be on a variety of different channels, which is probably why maybe some of you guys haven't seen it yet. But this Sunday, I think we're hosting it on my channel, so if you guys want to catch up on episode 1 or 2, episode 1 is on Mad Queens, episode 2 is on Last Known Meals, and yeah, every Sunday at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you guys want to pop in, one of those channels will be streaming it. Staleezy asks, will there be a movie editor? I'm not sure about a movie editor, but there is photo mode, and photo mode could have kind of movie editor elements to it. We're not sure how that works yet, but hopefully I think a movie editor would be really sick. Blumtum asks, augmentations, are they reversible? For the gameplay's sake, I think it would make sense for cybernetics and cyberware to be reversible. I think if you're stuck with cyberware, that kind of limits your choices in the world, which is probably not what they want. So yeah, I do think augmentations will be reversible. Now, if you have to go to the Ripper dock to get that reversed, that's going to be a lot more work for them to implement the kind of de-installation animations and stuff like that. Yeah, I think augmentations will be reversible for sure. Martin B asks, any information about what happens when we die? Classic load last save. When it comes to that, all we know is that we won't be revived by Trauma Team, and I think a classic load last save is kind of probably the most useful, and I think they're gonna go with that because, you know, nobody wants to wait around for, you know, death animations or like elongated death sequences, because they just want to get back into the game. They want to start playing again, especially if you're playing on like a harder difficulty and you're dying consistently. You don't want to have to like sit through a 1 minute kind of thing where you're getting resuscitated or something like that. You know, you're waiting for Trauma Team. Yeah, I think a classic load last save would make the most sense, and I think that's what they're gonna do. Red77 asks, do you want interaction animations, or do you think it will be a waste of time? No, I don't think it will be a waste of time. I was actually quite disappointed in the gameplay demo when V was picking up the jacket and she didn't actually take the jacket off the hanger. It just kind of snapped onto her body. So I hope they do have animations for that. Yeah, that's like a little thing, but it's important for immersion, at least for me. Exanaka asks, can we continue to play the game after the main quests are done? Yes, you can. It'll play out similarly to The Witcher 3, where if you finish a quest or the main quest or side quests, you'll be able to walk around the world and explore just like normal. A Gorillas fan asks, if you place your V's personality on a spectrum between lovable rebel and power-hungry psycho, where would it be? I'll probably be doing multiple playthroughs, so a bit of both, but I generally tend to favor the underdog role, so that'll probably teeter more towards lovable rebel, I'm assuming, so yeah. Next question is, will you be able to get a cybernetic PP in game? Now, even though this is a meme question, there actually are genital augments in the Cyberpunk lore called Mr. Stud and Midnight Lady. So yeah, you can get a cybernetic PP if you want. Razorman asks, will I be romancing Dum Dum? Of course, I'm gonna be whining and dining Dum Dum. He gave me a hit of his inhaler. It's the least I can do. Rhett986 asks, The Witcher 3 was amazing, but there's something I didn't like, and that's navigating menus, items, and leveling up skills and managing quests. Will 2077 be more seamless? I agree with you that the Witcher 3 system was a little clunky. The 2077 menu looks a little bit more straightforward. But I think from the work in progress demo, this is something that's going to change. And I hope it's a little less clunky than The Witcher 3, because I agree with you, it was not fun navigating menus in The Witcher 3. Louise asks, will you be able to send cyber nudes to the leader of Militech while he's on a meeting or date, and if yes, will it have consequences? Now I know this is another meme question, but you might actually be able to do that, because in the E3 trailer we actually see an old dude on his smartphone kind of scrolling through what looks like porn or nudes of some sort, so I don't know, maybe. Pratty V asks, can we see our torso, arms, and legs if we look down? Yeah, it seems like it. Modern Hunter asks, will we be able to go Borg? Most likely not, because that would kind of mean that you're within the grips of cyberpsychosis, which is not going to be a gameplay element for our personal characters, so most likely not. Senhor asks, everybody likes this game for a different reason, what's yours? So mostly the environment, the tech, and the social commentary behind it. Sergeant Depression asks, Terminator or RoboCop? Terminator. That's going to wrap up our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching, Neon Nation. If you guys want more Cyberpunk 2077, make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep it locked.